You know that feeling, right? That strange, almost spooky wow moment when you're talking to an AI and it feels like there's something there, like it's almost conscious? Well, today, we're going to dive deep into exactly that feeling. We're going to give it a name and figure out what is really going on under the hood.
I mean, really think about it. You've probably been there. You type some messy, half-baked thought into a chatbot, and the answer that comes back is so perfect, so spot on, it feels like it didn't just read your words. It read your mind. That's the exact uncanny moment we're talking about today.
Researchers actually have a name for this. They call it the wow effect. It's that jolt, that sudden spark of surprise when a machine gives you something that feels like real understanding, not just a bunch of calculations. And with the AI we have now, it's a powerful and, honestly, a pretty common feeling.
Okay, so what is this wow moment? Why do we get that little spark, that feeling that there's a mind in the machine? That's the big question, and we are going to unravel it right now.
Look, we humans are pros at projecting minds onto things. We see faces in clouds, we yell at our computers. We've been doing it forever. But this is different. This isn't your classic anthropomorphism, where you see a robot with two eyes and a mouth and think it looks kind of human. Nope. With AI, this feeling is triggered by one thing and one thing only: its incredible command of language.
This feeling is so new and so unique to generative AI that experts realized it needed its own name. It's just not the same as what we've experienced before. It's a whole new thing happening in our brains. So they came up with a term for it, and that term is Noosemia. Let's break it down because it's actually pretty cool. It's from two Greek words: nous, which means mind, and semion, which means sign. So put it together and you get mind sign. It's that moment we see a sign of a mind in what the AI says or creates. We're the ones projecting that feeling of an inner world onto the machine, all because of how well it communicates.
So here's the key difference, laid out plain and simple. Anthropomorphism is all about looks. You see a robot with a face and you react to it. But Noosemia, that's all about the conversation. It's triggered when an AI's words are so fluid, so surprisingly creative, that it stops feeling like a simple tool and starts feeling like a real partner in the conversation.
And this quote just nails it. When Noosemia kicks in, our whole perception shifts. The AI isn't a clunky machine anymore. It's a participant, someone you're creating meaning with. It's the difference between using a spell checker and having a conversation that actually blows your mind a little bit.
But we've all been there, right? When the magic just fizzles out. The AI says something totally bizarre, gets stuck in a weird loop, or just gives you an answer that is spectacularly wrong. Well, guess what? There's a name for that too. It's the other side of the Noosemic coin, and it's called a Noosemia. That little A at the beginning is a Greek prefix that just means without. So, without a mind sign. It's that moment the illusion completely shatters. The AI hallucinates a fact, the response suddenly feels cold and robotic, and poof, the spell is broken. The mind we thought we saw, it just vanishes.
And you can see here, they are total opposites. With Noosemia, we feel astonishment, and we see a partner. But with anosemia, that feeling flips to frustration, and we just see a clunky tool again. We go from leaning in, totally engaged, to leaning back and thinking, oh, right, it's just a program. Our relationship with these AIs is this constant, fascinating dance between these two poles.
Okay, so if it feels so much like magic, how does the trick actually work? It's time to pull back the curtain and take a look at the engine that's driving this whole phenomenon, the large language models, or LLMs.
On a basic level, it's kind of like a three-step process. First, the model just inhales a frankly mind-boggling amount of text. We're talking huge slices of the internet, libraries full of books. It just learns patterns. Second, it uses all that to build something called a semantic space. Think of it like a giant, multi-dimensional map where words with similar meanings are neighbors. And finally, its one and only job, to predict the next token, which is basically a word or a piece of a word, based on everything that came before it.
And this leads to this really mind-bending idea, the potential semantic space. This isn't just about the one best next word. It's about the near infinite number of possible sentences and paragraphs the AI could generate. It means the real unit of meaning isn't any single word. It's the entire history of the conversation so far.
So, how big is this space? You might want to sit down for this. For a model like Gemini 1.5 Pro, the number of possible word combinations is 10 to the power of 50 million million. I'm going to say that again. That is a 1 followed by 50 million zeros. It's a number so huge our brains literally can't comprehend it. And that is the universal possibilities the AI is navigating every time it gives you an answer. Is it any wonder it can feel so creative and surprising?
And all of that vastness leads to this really powerful concept called semantic holism. The easiest way to think about it is that a single word doesn't have a fixed meaning on its own. Its meaning comes from its relationship to every other word in the conversation. The AI isn't just picking words from a list, it's weaving a complex web where the whole gives meaning to the parts.
And get this technology is so new, the experts are literally in the middle of a huge debate about it. In 2025, a major paper came out saying these models just create an illusion of thinking. But then, a rebuttal was published with the fantastic title, The Illusion of Thinking, arguing that the tests were bad, not the AI. And the best part? The rebuttal paper lists an AI as one of its co-authors. I mean, come on. That tells you just how wild and uncharted this territory is.
So, Noosemia, Noosemia, semantic holism. Okay, these are cool concepts, but what's the so what? Why does having this new vocabulary actually matter for us, the people using this stuff every day? Let's bring it home.
Well, that wow moment, that feeling of Noosemia, it's really a recipe with 3 key ingredients. First, how well the AI speaks, its fluency. Second, its creativity, its ability to surprise us. And the final, secret ingredient? The fact that it's a black box. We can't see the gears turning inside, and that mystery is a huge part of what makes it feel like magic.
All right, let's land the plane. Here's what to take away from all this. Number 1, Noosemia is our projection of a mind. It is not proof that one is actually there. It's powered by the AI's language skills and its mysterious nature. That magic breaks when Noosemia kicks in. Understanding this makes us all smarter, more critical users. And, most importantly, having words like Noosemia gives us a shared language to finally talk about this very new and very human experience we're having with these non-human minds. So, I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. We've defined the feeling, we've peeked behind the curtain, we've even looked at the nuts and bolts of how the magic trick is done. So my question to you is this: now that you know how the trick works, where do you still see the magic?